Here comes a new challenger!
Hello everyone, and welcome to Not Everyone Is Here, and in this video I'm going to be covering Mike Jones from Star Tropics, requested by Joseph Segal. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Anyway, so thank you for your request, and so I'm going to give my thoughts on Mike Jones. And my first immediate thought is, why isn't he in the game? I did research and I found nothing in relation to this character in Smash, nor did I really find anything outside of Star Tropics. Star Tropics apparently has 2 games. Okay, interesting. And I hear a lot of people really love Mike Jones, or Star Tropics in general. I hear a lot of people love that franchise. Something seems odd to me, because if I recall correctly, there are some very obscure one-off games that are represented in Smash as a spirit, but Star Tropics has not been represented at all, from my understanding, outside of, well, just his own games. You know, Mike, I don't know, something about that seems very strange in my opinion, because you would think that, considering that Nintendo wanted to say, hey, everyone is here, this includes characters that were spirits and such, you would think there'd be representation for this franchise, but as far as I'm aware, you know, I don't see any music in relation to it, and I see obviously no stage, no spirits, not even a character, you know, the character being playable or anything like that. Now, I'm not saying Mike Jones will have a shot as being playable. I mean, I don't know, there's just something so weird about this whole scenario, which, by the way, I do stand by what I said. I believe any character has just as much of a chance as any other character to make it in Smash. It's purely up to who you believe is a little more likely in your mind, right? But considering the apparently abandonment of Star Tropics, since it's only an NES franchise, I'm kind of worried in a sense. Like, what did this franchise do? I did a little bit of research and I couldn't find anything. It doesn't seem like it's sold bad. I think it was North America exclusive, but I mean, there are games featured that are region locked specifically, so like, why aren't they there? You know, and you'd think that Sakurai being, well, having access to Nintendo's entire vault of franchises, he wouldn't miss this one. I don't know, something about Star Tropics feels weird. I don't understand why this franchise isn't wrapped, because every other Nintendo franchise basically is, in some way, shape, or form. Something just doesn't sit right with me on this one, and I feel that, personally, this franchise, considering it is first party to Nintendo, it deserves representation. It definitely deserves it, because the fact that Mike Jones and Star Tropics in general just is not here completely confuses me, right? Now, as far as I'm aware, Star Tropics might not just be like, oh, a North American thing. It could just be that it was the North American version of that game, but Japan had its own version where it's like it's different characters or whatnot. So maybe that's the case, you know, sort of like a whole Doki Doki Panic, and then it became Super Mario Bros. 2 for us in the US. You know, North America basically made it a completely different game. But I don't know if that's the case. I didn't see anything about that, so I'm not too sure. That could potentially be the case, but I'm not too sure. And so yeah, there's something very odd about this franchise. I really hope that, you know, this video and other people who talk about Mike Jones will at least give the series some representation, you know? I don't know, like I said, something just feels off about this. Like I said, every other Nintendo franchise, and yet Star Tropics, I don't know, but hey, that's just me. When it comes to first parties, I never really thought that one would be missing, and yet here we are. So yeah, who knows, maybe there are other Nintendo first parties that aren't represented. Let me know in the comments below. Tell me, are there any franchises that I'm potentially missing that aren't in Smash that are owned by Nintendo? I'm very curious as to your thoughts, and as for my opinions, I think Mike Jones, I mean, he seems really cool. I don't know why he has bananas up in near his face, but sure, he's got a yo-yo, he's got some style, I guess. I mean, the only other Nintendo character I'd say that's missing, like personally, is Nestor, because he was kind of like the mascot for Nintendo Power. He even showed up in Pilot Wing 64 and other sort of stuff. You know what, let's talk about Nestor for a bit. I just find it weird that Nestor is also not in this game. Like I said, he's a first party, you know, and to again, another important part of Nintendo's history, just not in Smash whatsoever. You mean to tell me Rob, a toy, is playable, but not the mascot of, you know, your magazines that's shown up in games? And I believe he's even, yeah, he had his own game in the Virtual Boy. You would think that, and the Virtual Boy doesn't have many games, all right? Let's make that clear. That thing does not have many games, all right? I think it's like less than 20, all right? Jack Bros is stuck on that game, and I'm sad, and it was only Japan exclusive, but still. When it comes to Nestor, I find it completely odd that he is not here at all. Like, Nestor was just like the other character that I had in mind, and yeah, I don't know. A part of me feels like Sakurai, this is my own personal opinion, but Sakurai only really represents series that he cares about, sort of, you know? But then again, the spirits were, from my understanding, were chosen by a separate development team, right? That they did research into who would be the most popular characters to be featured as spirits. That's probably why when the game came out, the Masked Man sprite featured in Smash was a fan art of it, or of one, you know, it was the fan art of the sprite, not the actual sprite itself from Mother 3. So, you know, maybe they missed out on Nestor and Mike Jones somehow, despite being, you know, in Nestor's case, a big part of Nintendo's history, and Star Tropics is just another franchise that Nintendo should definitely represent. I don't know. Something about this feels off. I feel bad for those two characters. Hopefully, we see some representation for those two in the near future. Hopefully. With that all being said, thank you for the request. And again, if you guys have any more requests for these videos, then hey, let me know in the comments below. And of course, please, hope you have a great day. Subscribe! Let's get to 1,000 before the end of the year. Gamers, like, comment, share. I'm so sorry. Anyways, take care, be safe, peace.
Coming through, partner, we can do this right. You're the fire, I'm the wind tonight. Burning dread, ha.